Google doesn't want you to use.
Major
Technically, this is piece of shit video.
browser that blocks Google ads.
But log in, guys. Log in. Definitely log in.
By default. Not only that, it also pays you to watch advertising. Sounds weird, right? But that's just the beginning. This browser was created by the same guy who invented JavaScript. It wasn't created by some random team of idealistic developers, but by someone who knows the business from the inside. And from day one, Google has done everything possible to bury it. From false warnings in their own store to indirect lawsuits. The reason? Brave touches something sacred to Google. Their $200 billion per year
Brave literally ad block kar sakta hai, bro. Ad block kar sakta hai, bro. Fuck it.
model. But as you know, Brave isn't exactly a saint either. It's had some pretty ugly scandals, legal battles, and questionable decisions that almost destroyed it. That's why today we're going to see how this browser
Brave literally bro काफ़ी ज़्यादा लोगों के पैसे खा रहा है bro. Technically ad block वगैरह करके bro. पहले तो उसने यूट्यूबर्स के पैसे खा लिए. Technically imagine it bro. तुम किसी बंदे की वीडियो देख रहे हो और उसकी ऐड ही नहीं आ रही, उसको रेवेन्यू कहाँ से जनरेट होगा?
went from being a revolutionary idea to become
Spotify भी bro literally बिना ads के चलता है bro. म्यूजिक आर्टिस्ट बेच उद गए.
Google's public
और
enemy.
इवन तो किसी वीडियो गेम पायरेट करते हो, फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर पायरेटिंग अ वीडियो गेम पायरेटेड जो एड्स चलाता है जिसके थ्रू वो पैसे कमाता है ब्रो, उसके भी पैसे खा गए तुम. टेक्निकली अगर तुम वीडियो गेम पायरेट करोगे तो उसमें एड्स आएंगी नहीं आएंगी मुझे नहीं पता भाई.
Number one. All while trying, or while attempting to change the way the internet works. The story of Brave doesn't start with good intentions or a group of hackers in a garage. It starts with a cancellation and a very angry man. It's 2014. Brendan Eich, the creator of JavaScript, had just been forced to resign as CEO of Mozilla. The reason? In 2008, he had donated $1,000 to California's Proposition 8, a law against same-sex marriage. The news exploded. There were protests, public pressure, and basically they kicked him out. Now, I'm not going to get into whether it was right or wrong, but what I can tell you is that Eich left Mozilla with a mission. And that mission wasn't simply to make another browser, but to destroy the business model that supports half the internet. I'm talking about advertising tracking. Look, in 2015, when Brave was officially founded, the landscape was clear. Google dominated everything. Chrome had more than 60% of the browser market, Google Ads controlled 90% of digital advertising, and every time you open a web page, dozens of trackers followed every click you made to build a profile of you and sell you things. Eich's proposal was radical, and I'll summarize it like this. Block all that crap. No third-party cookies, no trackers, no invasive ads. And here's where it gets interesting. Because Brave didn't just want to block ads, but to replace them with its own system. Let me explain how the idea works. Traditional websites show you
Technically Brave पैसे कैसे कमाता है bro? I want to know that.
Ads from Google, Facebook, or whoever. These ads track you, collect your data, and chase you all over the web. Brave says, okay, we're going to block all that, but if you want, you can activate our own ads that respect your privacy and pay you to watch them. And be
Pay you? What the fuck?
Careful, they don't pay you in dollars, they pay you in BAT, Basic Attention Token, a cryptocurrency that Brave created specifically for this.
What? That's piece of shit. That's basically piece of shit, guys. That's piece of shit. Let's be honest.
Idea was
bro. Literally मेरी ads block हो रही है, मेरे को कुछ नहीं चाहिए bro.
Is that you could save these tokens or donate them to the creators you like. Sounds nice, right?
क्यों करूँगा मैं? क्यों करूँगा bro मैं? क्यों करूँगा?
Utopia where users control their privacy and creators receive money directly without intermediaries. But like everything that sounds too good to be true, there was a giant problem. Brave was monetizing other people's content without asking permission. Think about it. You're a media outlet like the New York Times or The Guardian. You live off advertising on your site and
मैंने वही चीज़ बोली थी मैं जो लिटरली मेरे को वीडियोस देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है ब्रो. मेरे को वीडियोस बनानी चाहिए ऐसी और उस पर ही खुद रिएक्ट करना चाहिए. You know what the fuck do I mean?
Brave comes along, block all your ads, shows their own instead, and also tells the user they can donate BAT to you if they want. Basically, Brave got in the middle of the business model of the entire internet and said, now I make the rules. And of course, this wasn't going to end well. From the start, Brave was built on Chromium, the same code base as Chrome. This is important because it means it's technically compatible with almost everything that works in Chrome. Extensions, websites, everything. but one key difference. All of Google's tracking system was disabled. In 2016, they launched the first public version. It was fast, consumed fewer resources than Chrome, and promised 3 times faster load speeds because it eliminated all the advertising garbage. Early adopters loved it. People concerned about their privacy, libertarian.
भाई लिटरली मैं कभी बता सकता हूँ ब्रो, कुछ टैब्स लेकिन लेट भी लोड होते हैं ब्रो ड्यू टू एड्स तुम रोक रहे हो तो ऐड तो लेट नहीं होगा भैंजो.
Crypto bros, everyone jumped on the train. But here's the interesting part. Brave wasn't just a browser. Eich had a much bigger vision. He wanted to create a complete ecosystem where privacy was the foundation, integrating a browser, a search engine, and a crypto wallet in one place. And to finance all this, in 2017, they did an ICO. If you've never heard of that term, basically it's selling your cryptocurrency directly to the public before it hits exchange, like a massive pre-sale. Brave sold BAT to the public and raised $35 million in less than
what?
30 seconds. Yes, you read that right. 30 seconds.
What the fuck? मुझे लगा एक दिन.
It was one of the fastest ICOs in history. With that money, they could hire engineers, improve the product, and start scaling. But they also painted a giant target on their backs, because now they weren't just challenging Google, they also had crypto money, regulators watching them, and extremely high expectations. If you thought Brave was going to have a smooth plan, you were wrong. From the moment it started growing, battles started coming from all sides. The first major controversy was with media outlets. In 2016, a group of 17 publishers, including the New York Times and the Washington Post, made an open letter demanding that Brave stop using their content. The argument was simple. You're stealing our advertising revenue. And look,
I need to stop, guys.
They were partly right. Brave literally blocked the ads that sustained those sites and then showed its own ads. Brave responded that they were offering a better alternative, that users could donate BAT directly to creators.
Literally, bro, this is better. इसमें दिक्कत है ही क्या? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है bro में.
The problem is that the donation system never took off. Most users didn't donate anything.
They don't give a shit, bro. वो ads चलाएंगे क्यों? अगर मेरे पास option है कि मैं ads off कर सकता हूँ तो ads को fuck you, bro. Why would I watch ads?
Those who did donated ridiculous amounts, pennies. The media kept losing money and Brave kept growing. But the biggest battle, without a doubt, was with Google. And this is where things get murky. In 2018, Brave appeared in the Google Play Store. Everything normal at first, but as it gained users, weird things started happening. Security warnings for no apparent reason, fake negative reviews, problems with updates. Basically, Google tried to make life impossible for it. Although it actually makes sense, right? Imagine you're Google, Chrome is your flagship product, it controls 65% of the market, and a browser comes along that basically says everything Google does with your data is wrong and we're going to block it. Obviously, you're not going to like it. Brave also had problems with the advertising model itself. It turns out that showing ads that respect privacy and also pay well is extremely complicated. Advertisers wanted data, metrics, and segmentation, but Brave said, no, we don't do that here. So advertisers left or paid very little. That meant users earned almost nothing in BAT. We're talking about literally pennies a month. And just when people started complaining that the reward system wasn't working, something much worse appeared. A scandal that would prove that Brave wasn't just failing to pay users, but was collecting money in a very shady way. In December 2018, a British YouTuber named Tom Scott, quite well known in the tech world, made a disturbing
discovery. No, we don't know him. हमें पता नहीं भाई ये कौन है. हमें नहीं पता.
Discovery. Brave was keeping the money that his viewers were donating to him. Brave was using his photo, his channel name, all his information without permission. Basically, they were collecting money in his name. Tom contacted Brave asking what was happening with that money. The answer was even worse. Unclaimed donations were kept by Brave. The company was literally using creators' images to generate engagement and then pocketing that money that users thought was going to the creators. Tom Scott tweeted everything publicly. Brave tried to defend itself, saying it was to incentivize the platform. But the message was clear. The browser that sold itself as ethical and transparent was doing something very shady with people's money. And that was just the beginning, because Brave didn't learn the lesson. In 2020, a